Now we're live.
Hi, I'm Lori from Blue Jeans Creations. You'll find me on Facebook at Blue Jeans Creations. I'm going to show you how to put this cording in and make a wristband that's adjustable with this little slider that we've just finished embroidering. Embroidering will be another video you can find, or you can find the file at my Etsy shop, Blue Jean Creations at Etsy.com. So this is our secret weapon. It's a little bobby pin. It's actually one of the larger bobby pins, and that's what helps me thread through this small hole on my little slider for the wristband. You want to pause it for a second?
Okay.
The first thing I do is I take my scissors and I go about a ½ an inch down on this cord, and this cord is thin, so you have to be really careful not to cut all the way through it. But I poke a little hole to put my bobby pin through, and then I hold my thumb where I have the hole because it's hard to see, and stick the end of the bobby pin through the hole I just made. Like I said, this is one of the trickier parts of the whole process. There we go. And this part will actually be cut off when we're finished threading it. Now, you could use the same color bobbin thread on the back if you wanted, but it doesn't really matter because it's not going to show. There's an opening about between 1/4 and 1/2 an inch on each end. You just have to make sure you pull this through, and what I do is I cut off a yard or two so that I don't have to keep threading my bobby pin. And then I go to the other end of the piece I've cut off my skein and tie it from that end, and then I only have to thread the bobby pin on every couple dozen that I tie. Okay, so now I'm on the other end. I leave about maybe, I'd say, a little under a foot, and you come around to the other side and you make a loop like this, and then you take the piece that you've looped, it's the end of the loop. You want to give yourself enough to work with. I've got about 4 inches looped over. You take the piece that is the end of the loop, you bring it over itself, then you bring it over itself again, and then one more time, and then you bring it under and through the end of the loop. Then you pull both pieces from the one end and you kind of have to play with it a little bit to loosen, to get it to tighten up. Just kind of play with it until it's snug, and you know you've got it right if once you have it tied, it will only slide one direction, and it's hard to know which direction until you go to pull it. Okay, so I pull it tight. So then I pull it pretty snug, unless you want a really huge bracelet. I pull it pretty close to the edge of what we've just put on there before I go to tie the other knot, because I don't want it to be too big, but you also have to be careful you don't get it too small. We actually have one that's made for a doll because I made it too small. So then you do the same thing on the other end. Now I'm going to cut it off about right here. And you do the same thing, only you're doing it the opposite direction than you did on the other side, because your loop's going to end up going the different direction. So here we do it again. You bring it over all three, then over itself again. You can do it 1 or 2 times. I like to go 3 because it makes for a stronger knot. Then the last time you bring it up and through the loop. And then you pull it out the opposite direction of the one we just did. And you just kind of coax it, play with it a little bit. And till you've got it nice and snug. Like that. And then that's all there is to it. Now it's adjustable, and you just go down and trim the ends and finish them on the stove, and I will show you that process in another video, but it's pretty easy. You just cut it close to where you want it finished. You get it hot and then you kind of push it onto the knot. The trick when you do that is to make sure that once you cinch the end, you slide it to make sure it's still movable. You don't want to cinch it onto a part that moves. That's the trick on that one, and I'll do another video on that. But that's how you do it. I will be doing a step-by-step photo tutorial and including it with my files. Again, you can find more about this on Facebook in my group or on my page, Blue Jeans Creations. And my Etsy shop is the same, except the Blue Jean is not plural. It's Blue Jean Creation on Etsy. You have a wonderful day, and thanks for your interest in my files. Be sure and subscribe and leave a comment. Have a wonderful time. Bye.